So my cousin left this comment on the post that I made where I reached 1K subscribers on YouTube. And I just kind of want to talk about how I used project management principles to tackle YouTube. This is not a video on how to get subscribers. This is, baby, your girl out here just showing up, okay? This is more so how I was able to kind of organize and or structure myself to tackle my YouTube channel as a project. Walk with me, okay? So I initially started YouTube in 2019, and the goal was just to kind of post lifestyle stuff. Like, oh, I would go to this place, let me record a video and post it, right? I was not consistent with it. There was no rhyme and reason. There was no structure. It was just like, hey, just do this thing. And prior to that time, I never even watched people on YouTube, which was wild, because if I did watch people on YouTube, I wouldn't have tackled it the way that I did. Then I want to say in 2020 to 2022, this is when I moved to Atlanta, and I said, you know what, I just want to document my stay in Atlanta, so the different places I go. And the only thing that I was willing to commit to was every 3 months I would do a life update, right? So pretty much it was a message to my friends, family, and those online that were interested in wanting to know what was going on in my life and what was life in Atlanta like. Because child, from Miami to Atlanta, I was no longer in Kansas anymore, okay? And so we can say that that 2020 to 2022 era was probably a different type of project, because now I have some more data, I have some more structure, and I can go back to the drawing board to kind of test out this experience. And then I just went ghost. I was no longer on YouTube. The channel was still there, and the only thing that I was doing was taking random content and putting them as shorts just to keep the channel active, but I was not curating videos to put on YouTube because I didn't know what to do. I was just kind of like, yo, life is moving really fast. I don't know what to do here. And then we hit 2023, where I really start to feel more comfortable as a project manager, and I start kind of sharing a little bit of my experience. And I'm like, you know what? I think I want to kind of show more of this project management world to others. And that's when now we're back at that project again. So now we're in like version 3.0 of Let's Tackle YouTube, showing people the project management experience, teaching people what we know, dropping gems and all that type of stuff. But we need to tackle it with a plan. And now that I am more established as a project manager, I'm like, okay, let's look at it like a project. So that's what I did. I started to look at my channel like a project. What does that look like? So I started with discovery. One of the first things that I learned when it comes to YouTube is the importance of being consistent and the value in evergreen content. So being consistent, meaning it doesn't matter if you don't have the views now, just be consistent and continue to show up to build that muscle memory, right, for yourself, where it's like now part of your everyday or every week, whatever system and process you have in place, that's like you need to be consistent with it. That's one. Two, evergreen, meaning creating something that isn't just limited to the specific time frame. And what I mean by that is, if I make a video about Black Friday sales in 2023, well, that's only valuable to the people living in 2023. The people living in 2043 don't care about the sales in 2023. Do you understand? However, if I made a video about consumer spending and how to spend and shop better during the holidays, that matters in 2043, right? Because now I'm sharing tips that they are not dependent on the specific time that we're in. So with that, I decided to use AI because, baby, y'all know one thing about it, I am very AI dependent, okay? But not the dependent in the fact that, like, some of y'all don't know how to read and write. More so, like, I wish my brain could just move a little faster, and so I use AI to get me to the finish line faster. So I literally asked Claude AI to give me a list of topics. I think maybe I asked for maybe 60 topics to talk about project management, right? And so I took those 60 topics and I structured it. I created my plan, my project plan, to tackle one topic per week, so one video per week. And this is where the birth of life as a project manager, it came from that, because I had these topics as a baseline. I do create space for me to adjust as needed, because maybe all the topics I don't want to do, or some of these topics, they're just a little too meaty for the people that I'm trying to reach. Or I'm just like, you know what? I don't really like that idea. That was kind of dumb. I prefer this one instead. You get what I'm saying? So that is kind of like how I structured it. And I use Trello, a project management software, to pretty much house all this information so I can do my planning and structure and have like a one-stop shop for all of the work. So in Trello, I created a board that was dedicated to my YouTube, and I had a list which I called like a backlog full of topics that I could cover. Because remember, I used AI to give me 60 topics, but there's only 52 weeks in the year. So there was excess, which gave me room to kind of swap some things out, mix and match, all that good stuff. Then I created my plan, like, okay, we're going to do these topics one every week. And then we're going to assess the user behavior, consumer behavior, right? So based on what you guys are saying and the feedback I'm getting, I'll continue following it as is, or I'll adjust to topics that I see that you guys are really interested in. And then I created a workflow for each of these tasks or things that need to get done. And that workflow consisted of, I started with creating what is that thing called? An outline of like what I'm going to talk about, what this looks like. And then we have me going to do the recording, then me editing the recording, then me uploading it to my server, which was like a Google Drive, and then uploading it to YouTube. And then also the parts that I didn't want to think about, or just wanted to use AI to just optimize and make my life just a wee bit easier, I took the outline, uploaded it into AI, and asked it to create the video titles, video descriptions, and give me the tags, those keywords that optimizes for the internet or whatever. And I asked it to give me several options to kind of pick from, down to the words that I put on the thumbnail to capture your attention. I asked for all that. Now, remember, this season of the 2024 is not designed for me to grow on YouTube. It's more for me to take what I'm learning and understanding and be consistent on YouTube. That was the goal, to be consistent. And I saw the value in me doing this project approach when burnout hit me so hard in May, to the point where the last video I had dropped was in May, and I disappeared for like 4 months. My channel still was growing. Subscribers were added daily. Views were growing daily. Comments, people are still engaging daily, because the content was evergreen. Meaning, if I posted it in January 2024, it was still valuable in August 2024. It's still valuable January 2025. You get what I'm saying? So I felt like I was on the right track. I'm using it correctly. And then once at the end of the year, once I started getting more energy, I was able to come in and wrap up the last 4 months of the year. I think I started back up at like the end of September, maybe. I remained consistent, following the same flow. And then now I got a major milestone, which was 1K subscribers. Now that I have created something that works, right? So remember, I started in 2019 with no rhyme or reason. Then we did 2.0 in 2020 to 2022 with just a little more structure. It still lacked, but we were elevating. And then now at 3.0 in 2024, we are taking off, right? And I truly believe that even if I don't post another video on YouTube, it's going to continue to grow. But now that this year's focus is monetization, I am switching some things off to kind of evolve a little faster towards that monetization. And I'm excited to see how that works. So I hope that this kind of shows you how you can use project management in your everyday life, even in something as simple as being active on social media and potentially becoming that influencer on that platform.